Alright, so I'm gonna do me a video. Uh, I've been thinking about doing it for a week, but I didn't know what I was going to talk about or what I was going to say, and it's never. I have a very hard time communicating what I want to say. A lot of times the right words don't come out of my mouth. I think it's because my brain is going so fast, or I say things that aren't even true. And it's not they're not true, they just come out. I don't form a sentence right. And so doing this is always a little difficult for me because I don't really have a whole lot of time to think, but I'm not really a person who thinks before I speak very often. I am very quick to pull the trigger, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But I've had the privilege of being around a lot of people over the past week, and we just had some good conversations about life, things going on in life. And it's funny because I don't open up a lot, and it's not, I don't talk about my problems a lot, like the stuff that I go through. I say things in general, but sometimes I don't, because I don't want to gossip about other people who are involved in things that are going on in my life. And I've realized, I've known, but I've realized, especially lately, from hearing from my children, from my kid, or my husband, and some other people that I know, um, I just, I keep a lot to myself, and I don't do it because, you know, I want to, or because I think it's the right thing to do. I just, a lot of times, I don't want to talk about my problems, and I deal with them in my own way. And, you know, with the way that things are going on in the world right now, all of us, like most people that I know, are going through something. They're dealing with something in their life. And I'll tell you, from one of the things that I'm going to talk about with this show, so my show is going to be Bitter, Better, or Both with Birdie, because I just think that's like stupid cute. Um, and because I am a woman who is going through the change, who is also on a very different path than what I was on years ago, and it continues to change, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with my life changing the way that it does. I've been that way, I think, my whole life. My life has constantly changed. Stability has never been a real uh I've never had a whole lot of stability in my life, and not that I don't like it. I love stability. I like structure. I love those things, but I am a very free flowing, free spirited, wild, spontaneous, abrupt human being, and I've been that way, my whole life. So I am okay with things changing, but I'm also not okay with when it changes and it wasn't my idea. So there's so many aspects to me, and there's so many things that I do want to talk about on here. I want to talk about daily living, the life of a mother who wears many hats, but who is also conscious, who is also smart, who is also a therapist, who is also a warrior woman, who is also magical, who also believes in God, who is just, a variety of things, just a whole bundle of diversity. Because one thing that I have come to realize about myself is I am different. And, I've been told that my whole life, and I never understood it. I never, excuse me, I didn't understand that. I didn't really see it, and I didn't really grow up knowing who I was, but for some reason, people thought that about me, and people thought I was. I think people overestimated me a lot. People underestimated me too, quite a few times, and boy, were they wrong. But I think because I can carry on a conversation, or I don't know. I don't know what it was that made people have come up with some of the assumptions that they came up with, but they did. And, you know, all my life I was trying to figure that out, but I didn't know that I was trying to figure it out. And I just kind of, things were the way that they were. And whenever they were the way that they were, I just adapted to it. Most people would be surprised to hear my story, which it will be told one day. But now I think the best thing for me to do, especially seeing how I went from being in, a couple of different groups, spiritual ones and other ones, I went from that to kind of being on my own, but I'm not on my own. I've met a lot of people. I think it's funny when you let go of something, when you just let it go, you're like, all right, it's run its course. The things that come in to take its place are amazing. And I've realized that to be true, especially over the past several years. And I still get scared. I am scared now. I'm not scared. I have fear. And one of the things that I love about that is, I know I'm courageous. I know I'm strong because I will do things in the face of fear. I'm not one of those people who think that you can't have fear and faith at the same time. I think that's the biggest bunch of shit I ever heard in my life. That's courage. That's what that's called. And that happens very often. It's bravery. And I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot over my lifetime. But I didn't know that I was learning until like really, really recent years. I just looked over my life and I changed a lot about my beliefs, about the people that I believe in. I changed my circle. My entire circle has drastically changed, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with anything that ends in my life because I'm aware, that it's supposed to. Now, it hurts, and it's something, it's a process for me. It's something I have to go through, and I will feel grief, resentment, anger. I'll go through all the motions of, whatever relationship, whatever experience, whatever job, whatever it is that ends, there's a process for the ending. And I also believe that, we're cyclic beings. So if anything is ever supposed to come back around, it will. I don't worry about that. And my health, I've been on this health journey for years. It started years ago when I was in menopause, but did not know what was wrong with me, and neither did the fucking doctors. Excuse my French. But I had to go and research and figure things out and talk to other women, and we're just so far, we're just so uneducated. We're just so uninformed on a lot of things that I have been educated and informed on in the past few years, and I can speak boldly, and I know what I'm talking about. But it's still not easy for me to share awareness and information because I just have a labyrinth of thoughts. There's like a jungle up here, okay? There's not... It just, like, sometimes I can be on point. I can have it together and I just do. But most of it, man, it just is everywhere. So I wanted that to be part of this YouTube channel and part of me, part of who I am, because that is who I am. I've never operated like the masses or like most people do. I just haven't. I've tried. I've mimicked people. I have, attempted to be what people told me I should be, and it made me miserable. I was very miserable. I was always curious. I always ask questions. If something didn't make sense to me, I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. And I appreciate every experience that I've ever had, because whether I left it, whether it left me, whether it ended, ran its course. I've learned from everything, from every group, from every job, from every experience, from every person. Like, who I am today is definitely a combination of the individuals and experiences that I've had over my 43, almost 44 years here on this earth. And I respect that. Pain is one of those things that I don't. Pain comes out in anger for me still, and I'm really working on that now. I've really been made aware, and more, I found more by myself, as if people didn't know that already. But I have to be aware, and I already knew, but I just didn't know how bad I was. How, and not bad, but how much hurt that there was from the experiences, the things that happened to me, the things that I went through, the things that I did, my failures. Like, I had no idea how much hurt was just so infused and just in my body, in my bones, in my organs. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about, is health, wealth, all those things. And I've been saying this for a couple years. I've been wanting to do it. So this is my, I don't know what attempt this is, but I'm hoping to find success, some success with this channel. And I don't even really mean, financial, which, yes, I want to acquire that too, because it's necessary now. But honestly, there's just such a need. There's just such a pull, an aching in me to help others who want to help themselves. I've learned that I heal myself, I help myself, and I can be helpful and useful and a vessel and carry the message and help other people help themselves. But I can only help people who want to help themselves, who are looking for it themselves. And I have found that out the hard way, and that's okay. That's fine. I've learned from that. I've learned from that. And I'm very guilty in my own controlling, my forgetfulness, my temper. I don't claim to be anything other than what I am. And anybody who knows me knows that about me. Like, I'm a love, I'm a light, but I'm mean as hell. And I am one of those people who, like I said, if I get my feelings hurt, it's fixing to be bad. And, I just had to be aware of that. And I had to work on that. And I'm getting ready to do normally wouldn't do this until after I was done, but I'm going to say it because I may just have everybody, if you want to do it with me, I'm going to do a liver cleanse. I am going to really try to cut out the sugar, and I want to heal my body. I want to heal my liver, my intestines. Like, I haven't been told anything's wrong. I just feel like something is, and I've had gut issues my whole life. So I haven't told something's wrong, but by doctors, no. I'm doing things medicinally. I'm doing things holistically. I have a metaphysical doctor who I'm working with now. I know women who work with plants. I know women who are giving me just all natural solutions, especially for like the menopause, because that has me ta-ta. And the rage, I'm already fire. And I don't need help with that. I need help calming this shit down. So there's a lot to talk about, and that's something that I really, really, really want to do. So I'm gonna ask your guys. I set up a Facebook page, which is gonna be private, by invite only, until I kind of figure out how I want to go about everything. But I also want your guys' input. I know a lot of people watch my videos because people tell me, and I don't want it to really be about the likes and the recognition and all that, because I don't like that. For a while I wouldn't do this because I was like, I don't want to have numbers that big, because I can barely respond to the people in my life right now. Like, that just seems like a lot to me. I want this to be helpful and useful, and whatever path it takes is whatever path it takes. So y'all give me suggestions. And so today I'll wrap it up. And I hope maybe these get shorter, maybe they're longer. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I've never known. I'm still in this blindly. I just know there is this passion, this burning in me to help in a way that is, you know, just a huge way, but where it's very safe for me. And I feel like this is it. And that's what I want it to be. Uh, that's what I want. I'm sorry. I thought there was. I'm at my client's house. We have a snake in the pool. It's a little bitty baby, but it scares me. I don't. They're good spiritual meaning though, and that's my brain right there working. Example, great example right there of me squirreling it. But yeah, so that's what I intend on doing. And I will take you through some of my journey of my life. I'm writing books. I've been talking about that too. I am. It's still another, I'm just sorting things out. You know, everything is it's very all over the place. And I still haven't figured out where everything goes. I'm just in the moment. And another thing, I'm really spending time with my family, my loved ones, like my husband, my children. And, you know, we're going through stuff too. That's another thing I'm going to talk about. Mom's many hats, children, like the spiritual experiences we're on, all of it. Because a lot of us are in a world and we don't do religion and politics and all this smoke and screen and mirror, like, or what is that saying? I can't even think of it. Whatever, you know what I'm saying. We don't get involved in that. And when I do, even just a little bit, and I don't mean we don't get involved, it just some of us have a knowing, you know, that none of that matters. None of it does. And it took me years to come to that too, but that's another day. That's just one of those things that you just know if you know, you know. But yeah, so hopefully bitter better or both with Birdie. I hope we'll have some success with this, and whatever that looks like, even if it's just 10 people who stay with this, you know what I mean? That's 10 people who could potentially go out and help 10 people each, you know, and that's just kind of how I believe the energy works. And again, one of my biggest things that I like to do is keep it simple, and that is, I think there's a positive and a negative. I don't understand the evil, just, you know, I feel like I feel more about what is good, what is God, what is positive, and I have an understanding of what is dark and evil because I see when that stuff comes up in me, but I don't like it, and I don't like when I'm like that, but I accept it. But I just don't understand like where that came from. I know people have come up with a lot of things, you know, hell, uh, I can't even think of all of them right now, but you know, just very scary things that have to do with negativity and evil. And I'm still super unsure, you know, about that, where that stems from. So I don't know. I still have more questions than answers, but I have a very, very stable knowing, like a very, I don't think stable is the right word, I just know, I just have this knowing, and it feels more right to me than anything ever has, and I've been down a lot of different paths, and I've done my fair share of study and research and been involved in and have my own personal experiences, and I believe it's all webbed in, you know, and I think everybody has the right to choose the path for them, because I feel like it's all connected somehow. But there's a lot of things that go on in my head that go on with me. You know, there's just so much up here, and I want to share that. I just want to be useful and whole, and I want to help the earth, and I want to help the planets, and I want to help the planet, and I want to, you know, I want to be of service. I want to be of help where I can, but also I have boundaries, you know, and it's time. It's time for me to make some moves, and that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So if you guys will give me, I don't know, maybe some things we can talk about. I'm going to hopefully set up YouTube where I can interact. I am not I am not going to be on here every day, all the time. I cannot do that. It goes against me acquiring peace for myself. And when I'm affected, my children are affected, my family, my job. And so I like solitude. So I am going to figure out maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, something that I can get behind, And then if I start getting comfortable with it, then maybe more. But for now, we're gonna take it real easy, and yeah, I'm really gonna attempt it. I know I've said that 100 times. That's just who I am. It takes me a while. All right, y'all. Stay safe. Praying for everybody who is in Florida with these storms. It's really scary and it makes me nervous. I hope everybody's okay. I hope everybody keeps checking in. And I don't know. I believe in miracles and I pray for them all the time. So we'll just see where this goes. I see all the people stepping in, us. And hopefully I can go and help too. That's on my heart to do, and I know when I'm called to do it that the right opportunity will come. But keep all those people in your prayers. If you can help, do so. And yeah, keep showing up. That's what we do, and that's what's happening. We're starting to show up for ourselves, and hopefully we'll break the system. All right. Bye, y'all. Have a good day. I do love y'all, even if I don't know you. And I'm an asshole too. But that's okay. Have a good day. Peace.